What if I told you that the darkest, most uncomfortable secret in Wednesday Season 2 isn't about monsters, hide powers, or death at Nevermore, but about family? And not just any family, Tyler Galpin's family. A family so twisted, so riddled with forbidden tension, that even the Adamses would look normal in comparison. I know what you're thinking. What could possibly be darker than Hyde transformations and bloody revenge plots? But trust me, nothing prepared us for the bizarre, unsettling reunion between Tyler's long-lost mother, Francoise, and her brother Isaac. Yeah, you heard me right, her brother. And here's the kicker: their chemistry doesn't feel like family. It feels like something else. Something you don't want to believe you're seeing, but can't unsee once you notice it. That hug that lingered just a little too long. That suspicious nuzzle at the Galpin home, and the way they leapt apart when Tyler walked in, like guilty teenagers caught doing something forbidden. Coincidence? Or was Wednesday deliberately trying to whisper a secret that they could never say out loud on screen? Let me ask you directly. Did you feel that same knot in your stomach watching them together? Because I did. And I know I wasn't alone. There's something so off about their dynamic that it pulls you out of the story. You start asking, what exactly happened between these two siblings back at Nevermore before Isaac died? Here's where it gets chilling. Wednesday Season 2 frames Isaac as the mad scientist. Sibling. Francoise, meanwhile, was the Hyde's mother. Already tied to danger, tragedy, and generational trauma. When these two characters meet again after 30 years apart, the show could have made it a heartfelt moment. Instead, it leans into tension. Subtle, creepy, and, let's be real, kind of gross. But why? Why write it this way? Was it sloppy storytelling? Or was it intentional? Julian Fellowes' style layering of forbidden knowledge, meant to suggest something sinister beneath the surface. Let's break it down. That first hug, we could have forgiven it. After all, Isaac's been dead for decades. Maybe Francoise was just overwhelmed. But then the behavior escalates. Isaac wraps his arms around her from behind. Their faces touch. There's no mistaking the intimacy of that pose. And then Tyler walks in. Their reaction? Pure guilt. The kind of reaction you have when you've crossed a line. And yet, Tyler says nothing. He just stands there, watching, almost too broken to process. And that silence might actually be the darkest part. Because Tyler, more than anyone, deserved a normal family. Yet this is what he got instead. Now here's the problem we need to confront head on. Wednesday is playing with fire here. It's one thing to hint at twisted family secrets. It's another to dabble in themes so taboo they risk alienating the audience. Did the writers go too far? Or is this exactly what makes Season 2 unforgettable? That willingness to cross lines no one else dares to. And before we dive even deeper into this forbidden family history, I have to say this once and only once. If you're the kind of viewer who lives for uncovering secrets, theories, and the hidden codes that writers don't want you to notice, then you absolutely need to subscribe right now. This is the only place we drag every dark clue into the light. So let's push further. Francoise isn't just a questionable mother, she's a destructive one. She slaps Tyler across the face almost as soon as they're reunited, then acts like nothing happened. She manipulates him into violence, chaos, and destruction, only to suddenly turn on him and try to strip away his Hyde powers without his consent. That's not love. That's control disguised as motherhood. Now, layer that dysfunction on top of the knot. So subtle tension with Isaac, and you get the real forbidden knowledge. Tyler never had a chance. His family wasn't just broken, it was toxic from the inside out. Francoise failed him as a mother. Isaac failed him as an uncle. And the two of them together created a nightmare, so twisted that no wonder Tyler sought family elsewhere. Even clinging to Miss Thornhill, in Season 1 like a desperate child looking for stability. And here's where I want you, the audience, to weigh in. Do you think Wednesday's writers actually intended for us to see incestuous undertones between Isaac and Francoise, or are we just reading too much into it? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I have to know if I wasn't the only one who felt queasy watching those scenes. But here's the terrifying twist. Even if it was unintentional, it works. Because it makes Tyler's tragic story even more devastating. Imagine being that kid. You finally get your mom back from the dead, only to realize she's not just manipulative and violent, but creepily close to her brother. That's the kind of trauma no Hyde transformation could ever erase. And yet, we're only scratching the surface, because Isaac and Francoise's relationship might not just be uncomfortable. It might be the key to understanding everything that went wrong with Tyler in the first place. Stay with me, because we're going to dig into the dark secrets of Isaac and Francoise's past at Nevermore, and why their forbidden closeness may have been the poison that doomed Tyler long before Wednesday Addams ever crossed his path. Let's rewind the clock. Before Tyler was even born. Before Jericho became a powder keg of monsters and witch hunts. Back to the halls of Nevermore Academy, when Isaac and Francoise Galpin were still just students. This is the piece of the puzzle no one is talking about, because the show barely gives us crumbs. But if you connect the dots, a chilling picture emerges. We know Isaac was brilliant but unstable, a mind obsessed with science, experimentation, and the thin line between creation and destruction. We know Francoise was magnetic but deeply troubled, forever drawn to the dangerous and the forbidden. Together, they were a storm waiting to happen. Think about it. Nevermore has always been a place where outsiders gravitate toward each other. Outcasts find their mirror in other outcasts, and Isaac and Francoise, brother and sister, might have found their reflection in each other in ways that were never meant to be. Too close, too intense. The whispers from Season 2 hint at this. The way Isaac stares at Francoise like a lover who's been denied. The way Francoise touches his face when they first reunite. Soft, intimate. Not what you'd expect from a sibling meeting after decades. These are not the gestures of brother and sister. These are the echoes of something else. And here's where the theory turns poisonous. What if Tyler's Hyde curse isn't just a random affliction? What if it's the product of generational sin, born from secrets at Nevermore that no one dares to name? I know that sounds extreme, but Wednesday as a show thrives on extremity. Forbidden romance, twisted family ties, centuries-old curses. Why not this? Why not imply that Tyler's entire existence is tainted by his mother and uncle's hidden bond?